The first episodes of an explosive tell-all docuseries on Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's time in the British royal family have dropped this week. The Netflix special Harry and Meghan has been touted as a global event by the streaming giant, but a few keen-eyed viewers have spotted some glaring issues with the latest trailer for the docuseries. So in today's video, let's discuss these issues. First of all, bombshell Netflix move could fall apart for Harry and Meghan. The latest trailer for the docuseries showed Prince Harry speaking about the pain and suffering of women who marry into the institution, and how no one really knows the full truth of what really went on when Meghan Markle was introduced into the fold. But Daily Mirror royal editor Russell Myers explained that while the teaser couldn't be more dramatic if they tried, there were some questionable editorial choices in it. He said that there are lots of deep breaths and dramatic music. And what more do we want? He predicted that the viewers would all be absolutely glued to it. While the docuseries will certainly draw large viewer numbers for Netflix, Myers said that those behind it have messed up with how they edited it. He thinks there are two main themes in it, namely the torturous nature of his awful family and the god-awful press that he had been so tortured about as well. But if we look at the imagery that's been used and the way that they were talking about it, Myers thinks they've really messed up. This is because some of those images and clips used, like the photographers shown in the trailer, weren't even following Harry and Meghan around. That was actually in New York with Trump's former lawyer. Following up, what else did Russell Myers say regarding the series? Myers said this wasn't the first time Prince Harry and Meghan have used other celebrities being targeted by the press and made out like it was really them. He said that once you scratch the surface of this little show, it is bound to fall apart for them. Meghan has spoken publicly in recent weeks about how little creative control she and Prince Harry had in developing the docuseries. But Myers said the two trailers being released now were definitely strategically planned. It looks like the couple didn't have a lot to say in the matter once they were done speaking to the cameras. He emphasized that though they were the director, Netflix put this trailer out to torpedo William and Kate's trip to Boston. Whether that was their decision or not, Netflix wanted maximum coverage about this. Volume 1 of the 6-part Harry and Meghan special premiered on Netflix on December 8th, with Volume 2 dropping on December 15th. Meanwhile, the couple's multi-project deal with the streamer is reported to be worth 146 million Australian dollars. Next up, Queen's chaplain says Harry and Meghan are the ones who have launched hostilities. One of the Queen's chaplains has spoken up and said that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are to blame for the civil war going on in the royal family after they launched hostilities. Dr. Gavin Ashenden, who's been the chaplain to Her Late Majesty for 9 years until 2017, said that the royal family should be deeply concerned about the docuseries. In the new trailer for the couple's Netflix reality series, Jenny Offia, who's Harry and Meghan's lawyer, talks about a war being waged against her clients. But Dr. Ashenden believes that it was the Duke and Duchess of Sussex who'd started the hostile environment among these senior royals. He said that the royal family has every right to be very worried since Harry and Meghan have created a kind of existential civil war, and there's no doubt at all that they're capable of landing severe damage on the royal family. This is partly because they fit in with a certain social mindset, and society is now divided into two halves, a progressive and a reactionary half. The progressive half will no doubt support the couple without thinking, while the reactionary or conservative half has no protection against them. The chaplain believes it would be much better if this civil war wasn't happening in the first place, but it is, and it's sure to cause damage all around. The 68-year-old chaplain to the Queen resigned after criticizing a service at St. Mary's Cathedral in Glasgow. school, at which a Muslim student had been invited to read a passage from the Quran in Arabic that explicitly declared that Jesus was not the Son of God. What's more, the royal family should be deeply concerned about Netflix docuseries. Royal experts recently described the incendiary series as an amazing act of revenge that would widen the rift with Prince William and weaken the institution he's set to inherit when he becomes king. In a new 1-minute preview, the Sussex Duke and Duchess lashed out at the hierarchy of the family, claimed insiders planted and leaked stories about them, described royal life as a dirty game, and then, after footage of Princess Diana and Kate Middleton being hounded by photographers was shown, talked about the pain and suffering of women who married into this institution. The teaser no doubt horrified courtiers bracing for further allegations that are likely to widen the rift between the Waleses and the Sussexes. Speaking to Mail Online, the royal author Richard Fitzwilliams speculated that the effects of the Netflix docuseries would be felt for the years to come. He said this was a full-frontal, extremely destructive attack on the royal family, both the institution and members of those households. It will definitely widen the rift between the brothers. Of course, everyone would be asking how King Charles would react to this news in the short term, but the effects of this would be felt in the future. That's the whole point of the show. The late Queen's former press secretary, Dickie Arbiter, called the Netflix series one long whinge, adding that William and Kate would be watching it and think to themselves, "Oh God, here we go again." Not to mention the misleading footage from the trailer. A brief clip from the trailer showed a group of photographers rushing towards a concrete building, clearly identifiable as Crawley Magistrates Court, where former glamour model Miss Price appeared to be sentenced for drunk driving last December. As the footage is played, Harry says that he was terrified, as he didn't want history to repeat itself. Another piece of video shows photographers huddling around a car, as Meghan says that she realized they are never going to protect them, referring to the royal household. It then cuts to an image of Meghan dabbing her eyes dry, seemingly in tears. Clips of paparazzi photographing the couple are then paralleled alongside some old footage of Harry's mother, Princess Diana, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, being followed around by the media. But rather than showing the Sussexes being hounded, the footage was, in fact, of Trump's former personal attorney, Mr. Cohen, leaving his New York apartment back in 2019 to serve time in prison for financial crimes, campaign finance violations, and lying to Congress. Mail Online has contacted Netflix for comment. Then, another scene plays off the Sussexes on a royal walkabout, as a member of the public shouts, "Meghan, we love you." It suddenly cuts to Meghan snapping her fingers with Harry before saying, "And then everything changed." Lastly, Piers Morgan comments on the situation. On Thursday, the outspoken TV presenter Piers Morgan live tweeted his initial thoughts on the first few episodes of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's new Netflix documentary series. Slamming the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Netflix show, Harry and Meghan, Morgan shared that it was worse than keeping up with the Kardashians, something he didn't think was humanly possible. In some other tweets, Morgan called the couple boring and hit back against claims they'd made about racism. He wrote that it was disgusting how they were repeatedly trying to brand Britain as a racist country. Morgan also criticized Meghan for comments she'd made about her family, including her father. In another tweet, Morgan wrote that Markle was now trashing her own father, who's still recovering from a massive stroke. He shared that Miss Compassion hasn't even called him. The former Good Morning Britain presenter also criticized footage in the docuseries that compared Meghan to the late Princess Diana. During a Monday appearance on Fox and Friends, Morgan said that Markle's attempt to put herself on the same pedestal pedestal as the most famous and pursued royal in history was frankly quite disgraceful. In addition to his tweets about the Netflix series, Morgan wrote a review of the show for The Sun. In that article, he theorized that Prince Harry now seems so permanently unhappy because he's manipulated by a seasoned family wrecker into abandoning the people and the country he once loved. He added that the sad truth is that Harry and Meghan are now nothing more than whiny, delusional, money-grabbing, self-serving royal Kardashians, only with less class, brains, or loyalty. And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think the bombshell Netflix move could fall apart for Harry and Meghan? And what did you think about the Queen's chaplain saying Harry and Meghan are the ones to blame for the royal civil war? Let us know in the comments below. Do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification for similar videos. See you in the next one.